Well, we just returned from spending the weekend in Sioux City, where we got a chance to meet the folks over at Cornerstone World Outreach, which is a church in the Sioux City area that has certainly gotten more than its share of headlines over the last couple of years, not the least of which involves its pastor, Kerry Gordon, who you might recall decided last year during the judicial retention election that he's no longer going to allow IRS regulations to determine what he can and can't say from his pulpit. And one of the things that struck us while we were out there this weekend, speaking at this church, is watching and witnessing for ourselves just how aware and astute Pastor Gordon's congregation is. Clearly, they are aware of what the Great Commission really means. You know, too many churches, I think, believe the Great Commission is you just get people to feel really bad once or twice about all the bad stuff they've done, and they cry and they ask Jesus into their hearts. And they're forgiven, and they can go on and live the rest of their lives however they want with something akin to eternal fire insurance. Except that's not what the Great Commission is. The Great Commission says, hey, teach them, Jesus says, teach them the world. Teach the people of the world the commands I have given you. Teach them my law. And one of the things that Pastor Gordon has taught his church is that in his opinion, there's really 7 pathways to culture. 7 areas of culture where the majority of the people are, from the arts to media to broadcasting to politics to law to education. And he is equipping his people on how to engage each of those areas. No matter how you're gifted, his ministry is seeking to equip his people to go into those places. Get on those boards, get on those commissions, get involved in the community, and develop relationships and use those entities and institutions and that infrastructure as a means of spreading the gospel. I was very impressed with this, and I couldn't help but wonder to myself, you know, if we had a dozen or so churches in the state of Iowa that took the exact same approach, really if we had those kinds of churches doing this in the last generation, how much different would things be? I can think of a few things, not the least of which is we likely wouldn't have a president like Barack Hussein Obama, nor would we have a governor like Mike Gronstal. Like Terry Branstad. Thanks for joining us today at stevedeace.com. You can email me, steve@stevedeace.com. You'll also find me on Facebook at Stephen Deace. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Steve_Deace. God bless.